Hey peeps, Pinkolol16 here and another blooper of Starman3's the commentator bar. We're up to Super Mario 64 Blooper 40, part 8.5, which is literally just as long as the previous part. So it really could have been a part 9, but he really wanted to segment everything into a 10 actual part adventure, even though this literally could be a 12 part adventure for reasons. I have no idea why he didn't just not 0.5 everything. Anyway. Last part we had fighting, and more fighting. In this part we're obviously going to have more fighting because he's going to pad this out until part 9 happens. The beginning of the end, part 1 is this subtitle. Also we learned that Starman3 last part was a douchebag to Captain's script. And I somehow know his name. Starman3 is nowhere to be seen. Yes, he ordered you to kill him. And even though if anybody was in the way, you wouldn't touch them. That's just great logic. By the way, where is he? Oh, I'm supposed to kill you, but I'm not gonna kill you right now, where we're in a cave and it's so convenient. Nah, we're gonna fight in a very specific place. This guy is so stupid. This time, that implies you fought before. This is literally the first time we've ever seen this guy. Oh wait, never mind. We can't even define a proper continuity in this place. Or, you know, you could just honor your own words. By the way, where's Starman3? Isn't he supposed to be right here? Music loops. Oh, I'm not gonna fight you right now where it would be convenient. Seriously, don't you just see him as stupid? He's supposed to be killing this one person. He's not going to touch anyone else until he kills Captain, and then he's going to finally go for the rest of them. And then, when he even finds Captain, he's like, oh, I'm not going to fight you here. I'm going to fight you in a very arbitrary location far away from where we are right now, because I thought, even though my motivation was to kill you, I don't feel like killing you right here. Why? I have no idea. Yeah, see this grey motif thing a lot. Oh, now you're here! Yes, well, I'll give you a chance to fight him later on because I want to pad you guys out. Because fighting now is completely stupid, right? Yeah, of course they're gonna fight. It's completely away from the action. How do you know he's staring at the oh wait, never mind, the psychic hive mind thing, because they're in a cave right now. How would he know that he's staring out at the roof? Oh, now he turns his head, so that's a... how the hell did he even say that line? If they weren't psychically linked? Seriously! What's Mario Star doing on the roof? You're in a cave? How are you supposed to know that? Exactly. The plot holes and continuity, they don't correlate well with, plot holes and continuity mess-ups mesh well with Starman3. Actual good storytelling does not. Oh, of course he will, because you guys are the heroes, and heroes always win. Padding out script lines. More varying GSFs. GSFers. MM761 is going to get a lot of prominence here, by the way. I know this is one of MM761's firsts, but just Mario Star on that tower looks really disjointed for some reason. Also, I don't know if I really want to criticize the script because this is Mario 761's script for the thing. And he wasn't amazing, but I'm pretty sure he was better than whatever the hell you call Starman3's scripting. It's the sky. The sky is doing a noise effect, as you can very clearly see. Yes, because they all started revealing themselves. Also, you just randomly came in. I think last part of this part with no no introduction. He's going to fight you, of course. Yes, like most of the other doppelgangers you guys are encountering. We've completely ignored the evil clone scene they tried to define in part 6, guys. Headbutting! That's a great start to a fight. We're never really told how many of them there are. So we're all just gonna assume it's endless fighting until we finally get to Starman3, who will actually be the last one. And guess what? That happens next part. So this part is just gonna be fighting, and more fighting too. And you want to know why we're not told how many there are? Because characters keep disappearing and vanishing and appearing every single time a new video is released. So it's not even, they wouldn't even be able to create a number. Which is why numbering them in the previous parts was completely pointless, because there's going to be 15 more as long as you keep this up. This could have gone on for 30 parts, but you know, his want to keep it within the number 10. 8.5, 6.5. You see the correlations here? There could have been 12 parts of this whole thing. Which is the exact same thing he's doing. I don't know why YouTube lagged over there. JPGs! You'll see this a lot. They use pictures, and when they save them as JPGs, because you can see the little knobs of quality around the points, and it looks much less clearer. It happens in the Starman3 fight too. Oh yes, that happens because that was inevitable. It's funny, it's represented by a blue glow, which he was doing before too. So, Mario Star had this thing where he had like 10 elemental stars or something in his own series. Not related to Luigi fans' story, but to his own. Which he never got to flourish out because he never got the time and or motivation. And suddenly he changes back with a split-second notice. Genius, Starman3's. And suddenly he changes back too. Would it have been too hard to make a jump picture for him too, his other form? But no, suddenly change back. Slowest approaching beams ever. Again, I know it's one of his firsts, but like, there's so much. It matches in with Starman3's own quality, kinda. Though I will admit that he did improve Starman3's later on in his own series, Next Generation, I think, before he practically canned it. Yes, and we watched it from the safety of this cave. How? I have no idea. Because isn't there water and they would have blown out? I swear, this video is this scene is the definition of psychic hive mind. Because there is no way he should even know this. If they were in the cave the whole time. Which seems to imply, considering they're running back home. Guys, there's a path of water literally right in front of you and you're not gonna take it. Oh, let's take the long way around. Padding! Yes, that's gonna happen. See you later, even though you're running in the exact same direction. Yeah, I told you we were gonna see them once before, you know, we completely abandoned them forever. So, yeah. This is their last appearance. Look at how disjointed the square is in comparison to the angle of the place. Like, don't you use Super Mario 64 Movie Maker? He was. So why couldn't he have taken a straight shot of it and had Cyan maybe like slightly off to the side? I don't think that's very hard considering how big that structure is. Yes, it's fun, and how does this relate to the plot? Yeah, exactly. This scene could have been cut out and nothing would have changed. Because guess what happens? The guards, there are no guards again, so yeah, stupidity happens. Blooper stoppers are just roaming the castle, guys, and nobody's giving a crud. And nobody's giving a crud because they're all dead corpses. Your screen staticked. Woo! I was in the television set the whole time. I was just roaming the house. If he destroyed the video game, then wouldn't he have had to walk in the door or something? He just randomly appeared. And have we even seen any indication that they could go invisible? They can teleport, but can they go invisible? Oh, because the plot demands it. Smashing the wall! Seriously, do you even see a game console on there? There's not even a representative picture or something, it's literally just the wall! This is fun, smashing the wall! Masking, because again, we can't edit. Yeah, wasn't your job to destroy the blooper stoppers? Now kill him. Guys, wasn't your job to destroy the blooper stoppers? What suddenly happened that to transition you guys from we're gonna stop the blooper stoppers to let's sit in the room and even if they come, we're not gonna do anything? Seriously, this is what I mean, that they're just being used for meme jokes until the thing's done. Seriously, there is no point to this scene. And considering that we were blatantly told in the previous appearance of them that the color team is meant to stop the blooper stoppers, then why aren't they doing a single thing right now when one is right in front of them in a room that they're trapped in? It's like every day they get ruined. Just like every day these blooper stoppers come, walk around in the house and we do nothing until the plot demands that we fight them. They're literally just used for these jokes, milked to death until their potential isn't useful anymore. And that's by part 10, I mean 12. That's you, and why is the clock getting involved in this? There is no reason for the clock to get involved either. Completely pointless scene, by the way. Seriously! These guys were said to stop the blooper stoppers! It has been said multiple times that they are a threat to this society, so why the hell are these guys, except Cyan, not doing a single thing about it except spouting YTR jokes. Weren't they the heroes too? Oh wait, never mind, that didn't happen. Yeah, that was a completely pointless scene and could have just been cut from the whole thing entirely. Yes, he suddenly appears in this and literally appears once. Buffering. Yeah, SMG4 appears in this. Remember, keep in mind, he was not nearly as popular as he is now. He was basically on par with Starman3 at the time this was made, so it wasn't really that much of a step up. The only reason that SMG4 was probably being used was because of the fact that around this time in SMG4's own videos, he was also using Starman3 as a third main character, much like Xbox Fan was in earlier ones, except now Starman replaces him. Why? Because Starman was an attention seeker who wanted his appearance in every single video until he, you know, slowed them down. I don't think this relates to Starman3's videos. They don't have the same meaning, so don't try and do this. Yeah, exactly. Just say encouraging words. Also, wasn't Captain, you know, eager to fight him before? You know, when they were supposed to be fighting? Obligatory, oh no, from Mario and Luigi. Just to prove that they still exist in this, even though they don't. Super Mario 64 bloopers, more like Super Users 64 bloopers. Super YTR bloopers, because that's really what it is right now. Mario doesn't exist, what do you mean? And don't worry, a lot of people are guilty of that. And especially now, when we're in this YTR thing, the 64 bloopers is Mario in the title is practically worthless at this point. Exactly, why do we need this scene? SMG4 is not going to contribute anything to this plot, nor is going to contribute anything to the entire series, so why is he even here? Aside from, you know, let's do my other side of the half that I was supposed to be doing anyway. Yeah, another green script fight made by him. This is going to continue until the end, really, because there's no one else they could get at this point, and he was just doing all the fights. Darn, to do so many fights in such a short period of time. You can see the script disconnect because Starman clearly didn't look at the script for this properly, and script, you know, properly. He's so eager to fight before, and then 2 seconds later he's like, ooh, some blooper stoppers might come through the door. I'm gonna protect the door first. I'm so eager to fight my doppelganger. It's jarring. Also, yes, a lot of these characters are going to transport to alternate dimensions now. Think of it like Pokemon, where you just had that coloured background whilst you fought. Before, you know, X and Y in the 3D games. Well, no credit's a portal. Aren't you supposed to be staring at it? Even though there was a sound, it literally looked no different from before. Yeah, we're literally just gonna transport to an alternate dimension that was created on the spot. It's just an excuse so the scene doesn't have to use the castle courtyard. Because we're gonna fight in the courtyard, but we're also gonna fight in some random pocket dimension in the courtyard. for literally no explained reason. Yeah, the Pokemon similarities coming to light. You're in some random dimension with a very convenient floor platform below your feet. No, it's just only Vegas noise effects. Have you seen them in other things? In fact, you used them yourself, I think, a couple of videos ago. Now there's going to be a definite script change here because he's not the same idiot because, again, this is not Starman3's script, it's Starman3's. See the script disconnect? You escaped from the cave, but meanwhile the script beforehand just portrayed him as an absolute idiot and said, I'm not going to kill you right now, basically kind of way. Sense. Starman3's was also, in the group referred to as a Mexican, as well as Exambo. Yeah. See the script disconnects here when everyone was saying that Captain would fight him again? There's a problem when you're not scripting the exact same thing. It's a problem when Starman3's just scripting on the spot, and this predetermined script does not match up with anything he typed. Maybe this would have fit in one of Mario761's videos, because Mario761 happens to have continuity. Starman3 doesn't. Now for the only couple minutes of bearable for the video. Because literally most of this video is just fight scenes. Remember what Starman3 said about getting extra time for the fight scenes? Fight sceners? Yeah. He literally meant one person who's literally doing all the work. Yeah, see the JPG effect again? Yeah. I'm gonna keep warning you about it so then you'll understand what it is, because it's really jarring in MM's videos, and it only starts to decrease in his own videos. Not Starman3's. We don't really have a predetermined floor, so it's just a sound effect. The only fight where it almost seems like Captain dies, but not really. For reasons beyond comprehension, I've somehow got a vendetta that I'll only attack you, but not anybody else. Ironically, this is MM761's script, but I bet he was just told by SM3 to do that. He's even worse up close. Look at this. All these little dots and smudges and all this kind of stuff. You can only barely tell it's Captain at some points. That's what I mean by the JPG effect, and it's even worse when you zoom in on him. Look at all these little blue specks around his foot and all that. MM761 used JPGs for his little things a lot, and it really shows in the GSFs he used. I mean, the whole thing about GSFs is that you use pictures because you can't really crop very easily an actual moving part. But like, I'm pretty sure Sony Vegas is compatible with PNGs too, and that wouldn't have been as bad. It's just the JPG effect, which is this, and all this, is just really disgusting to look at, just on any video, and even just looking at the JPG in general. And like I said, the quality improved in MM761's own videos. So I'm just gonna vanish, even though I could have done that 2 seconds ago. So what's he even standing on now, except maybe that little tiptoe thing he's got going on here? Yeah, that happened. And we're just gonna have a noise effect. And we have no context as to how Captain escaped from the portal. It just happens. Nah. Because every one of the doppelgangers died already. Like, you know, they actually died. Just planned? Although it's kind of funny, because this plan keeps changing all the time. Every time he keeps sending out ones, and then now suddenly he's sending out his revealing themselves to blooper stoppers. Some of them don't even want to reveal themselves for reasons that they're just blooper stoppers, that they're just meme jokes the whole time. They're not even memes, they try to be memes. Now we're actually back to Starman3's script. Complete script disconnect, even though we literally just, you know, told everyone that he's dead, now he's suddenly in the multi-dimensional world alive. Oh yeah, what's the multi-dimensional world? That's a concept by MM761, which we're gonna get into in a future video. Funny how they never mentioned it before now. Also, slow head turn because, you know, analog stick and Project 64. My room, quote unquote, the cupboard. Oh nah, he's already heard. He's seen through your mind. Wow! Lag! Few of them, because I can't actually tell the, you know, reveal the number. Because I've forgotten the number. He literally used one, how do you feel? Once. After you gave them to him, you know? Or, you know, he stole them from you. Really useful! Even though he's only literally used one of the powers once. Yeah, remember how I said you're gonna be seeing this 4th dimension hero thing a lot? Yeah, like I said, that happens a lot. Remember what I said about part 6 having to take place after the 4th dimension? I was kind of doubting myself because of the fact they were constantly referencing Orem. But remember that these were released around the time that thing was even around, so... Now it literally just takes place after the 4th dimension happened. Yes! The moment they're talking about, because I'm not gonna keep it I'm not gonna keep it disclosed to the public. Hell, it's already out. Starman3's supposed moment in saving the fourth dimension is, guess what? Stealing Luigi fans' moment in the spotlight. Ironic, you deserve it more than I do. He actually stole it. Because here's some backstory. I'm just gonna kill the video for this point. When they were making Into the Fourth Dimension, there was a preview released on Mario's channel, as he usually does with most of his movies, that depicted Luigi Fan turning into his Chaos form, and then he would say a script line detailing that he would be the one to save the fourth dimension, which would actually show all of the forms, and would actually show something that they've each equally done. But Starman3, like the attention seeker he is, complained and wanted himself some spotlight. So even though he was already making Blooper 40, which was going to already put him in the spotlight, he wanted more spotlight. And guess what? He stole Luigi Fan's role, and instead of Luigi Fan turning Chaos mode and actually doing something, in comparison to the little he did throughout the entire series, Starman3 uses a Starman, and instead the big ball of energy that Luigi Fan was meant to fight is now destroyed by Starman3, who was literally just using an invincibility star. Luigi Fan still turns Chaos mode, and guess what? There's literally no purpose to it because it just gets replaced by Starman's greed. Yeah. Luigi Fan has been particularly mad about that incident since then, and, well, yeah, it's another thing to write against the list of Starman3. Basically, he stole the role of someone else. So, in the actual series, Luigi Fan 50321 literally does nothing at the end, as do most of the characters, which is cast inflation. So, Luigi Fan, even though he also literally did nothing in terms of getting stars and doing stuff, he literally does nothing in the last part of the video, even though he was supposed to be doing something in comparison to Starman3, who even had a moment previously with his supposed powers, but no, he wanted more and more and more and more and more, and so Starman3 ended up saving the day, quote unquote, when Luigi Fan was meant to do it. And guess what? You deserve it more than me? Ha 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 ha. Both this and Into the Fourth Dimension were made were finished in the exact same year. So, in actuality, Starman3 has stolen too much spotlight because he's going to be the one to finish the whole thing next part. And guess what? In Mario's series, he also did the same thing, so who's getting the more screen time here? Who's being the attention seeker? Yeah. Okay, turn the video back on now, here we go. I'm building a surfboard for no reason. Also, yes, he's saying this because blooper stoppers are apparently out in the water. And they're just patiently waiting for him like most of the other times they've done, which is, again, really stupid. So, yeah, he's literally just gonna go on water, fight them for a bit, and then, you know, they're gonna go. Add this to his list of abilities, which he's also going to forget later on. Guess what this isn't ripping off? You saw it 2 seconds ago. To the lake blooper, which we're literally going to mention once and then we're going to never remember it again. The lake blooper is just as absent as any other character in this series. Even though it's not a character, it's a location.
Blooper surfing.
And he's literally takes so much pride in his own fight scenes that he'll literally voice over them, but not anybody else's fight scenes. Yeah, it's just gonna be a water backdrop instead of a Sony Vegas noise effect. Too much blooper stoppers, even though we literally can't see them yet. I don't see why you need to green screen the board, because you can see the blue is darker in comparison to the previous picture you got of it. So why do you need to green screen it? Isn't that a picture? Cause like, Starman3 is supposed to be the picture, but isn't he supposed to be the picture too? Maybe it was too hard to move both at once. You're gonna see the ratio turning completely off at points simply because of rendering probably. Or some other issue I'm unaware of. Also, yes, for some reason the water turns completely yellow at points because green screening. We're supposed to kill Starman3 because the plot demands it. Also, yes, we're beginning the numbers again because Mario is doing this because he wants to keep it, you know, somewhat. He wants to make it somewhat make sense, but, you know, it's hard to in this kind of a series. I love how they just randomly got surfboards and randomly have just been patiently in the lake waiting in the lake this whole time. Also, these guys haven't revealed themselves. Why? Because I have no idea. Why did he say no? Isn't that their job? Also, yes, they just keep going. It was like parked cars. And it's apparently tied to your life force because once the person dies, the board will then sink. Even though it wasn't sinking when they were fighting. What? The logic in this scene. It's funny because the water goes down in that scene even though it's supposed to probably be going up. So it makes it look like he's going up a hill or something, or going on a surf, like an actual surf wave instead of a, well, you know, going on the water. Also, watch how beautifully this scene's done. One guy's gone. It's literally like Pac-Man. One guy goes, they don't notice, or you know, they notice, but they don't do anything to avoid the oncoming things. This is how physics work, guys. It's a homing missile. Because we can't make Starman any more OP. I swear it must have been obligation just to make him so OP in this particular fight, and he pegged him to make him that way. Also, by this logic, shouldn't Starman3's board go in the water too? Board's tied to life forces, guys. How will he know to land on the board again? I'm gonna stay floating long enough just to see it sink. Superman 3. And even though it's very big and they're in a supposed lake and they could avoid it, nah, they're just gonna stay in the one position and stay there. I know animating's hard, but come on, logic. And watch, because the sprites clip the edge of the thing, you'll see them vanish in 2 seconds. Bye! Oh yes, that's the supposed lake. Just assume it came from that direction because there's no way this can be called a lake. And especially at the height it is right now, okay? Yes, now we're finally at the end of this whole thing, well, almost. We still have to have the obligations of characters fighting each other. But we are nearing the end of this. There's only 2 more fight scenes, and then the end, and then we have an extra scene afterwards. All the now green screen fights, not all of the ones in this whole thing, because what happened to Mario Game and Crimson? I forgot to mention that there are other people besides myself. The moment that I'm waiting for so that I can actually just show my power in front of everyone else. Yes, as if that wasn't inevitable in this whole thing. And guess what? He's not going to use the elemental stars at all. Such a useful gift. Should that matter? Again, we're pointing this out because obligation.
Finally, everybody stay tuned for part 9.
As if that wasn't plainly obvious, but we've still got like 5 videos to go until then. So, see you, have a good day, peace, and I'll see you in Starman3's 5,000 subscribers adventure. Yes, he only received 5,000 at this time. That's a lot of fans entirely.